Hello friends, in this video I am going to discuss Fundamental Rights, Article 15 and Article 16. Article 15 and Article 16, these two articles deal with no discrimination provision on any ground. All have to be equally treated. However, these two articles also have some exceptions in reference to giving the reservation to scheduled tribes, scheduled caste and other backward classes. So in this video, I will discuss the provisions of Article 15 and Article 16 of the Constitution. Let's start with the introduction. Article 15 and Article 16 are described in Part 3 of the Constitution. Chapter Fundamental Rights. Subheading Right to Equality. Now let's discuss each article separately. Article 15. Article 15 states that the state shall not discriminate against any citizen on grounds only of religion, race, caste, sex, place of birth, or any of them. Further, Clause 2 of Article 15 states that no citizen shall, on grounds only of religion, race, caste, sex, place of birth, or any of them, be subject to any disability, liability, restriction, or condition with regard to access to shops, public restaurants, hotels, and places of public entertainment, or the use of wells, tanks, bathing huts, roads, and places of public resort maintained wholly or partly out of state funds or dedicated to the use of the general public. However, if someone caught doing so because of any reason, if not permitted by the law to do so, a legal action shall be taken against him, as discrimination on the ground or grounds mentioned above is strictly prohibited. Now, this provision has certain exceptions. Those are Article 15, Clause 3 states that nothing in this article shall prevent the state from making any special provision for women and children. So, according to this clause, a special provision can be made for the women and for the children. Next, Clause 4, Article 15 states that nothing in this article or in Clause 2 of Article 29 shall prevent the state from making any special provision for the advancement of any socially and educationally backward classes of citizens, or for the scheduled castes and the scheduled tribes. So, legislature can make a special provision for these classes of people as well. Further, the 93rd Amendment Act, enacted in 2006, added the following provision in Article 15. 93rd Amendment Act 2006, Clause 5, Article 15 states that nothing in this article or in sub-clause G of Clause 1 of Article 19 shall prevent the state from making any special provision by law for the advancement of any socially and educationally backward classes of citizens, or for the scheduled castes or the scheduled tribes, in so far as such special provisions relate to their admission to educational institutions, including private educational institutions, whether added or unadded by the state, other than the minority educational institutions referred to in Clause 1 of Article 30. Next, Article 16. Clause 1, Article 16 states that there shall be equality of opportunity for all citizens in matters relating to employment or appointment to any office under the state. Clause 2 of Article 16 states that no citizen shall, on grounds only of religion, race, caste, sex, descent, place of birth, residence, or any of them, be ineligible for or discriminated against in respect of any employment or office under the state. Further, Clause 3 of Article 16 states that nothing in this article shall prevent Parliament from making any law prescribing in regard to a class or classes of employment or appointment to an office under the government of or any local or other authority within a state or union territory, any requirement as to residence within that state or union territory prior to such employment or appointment. Further, Clause 4 of Article 16 states that nothing in this article shall prevent the state from making any provision for the reservation of appointments or posts in favor of any backward class of citizens which, in the opinion of the state, is not adequately represented in the services under the state. So you need to focus on the term not adequately represented in the services under the state. Next, Clause 4a, Article 16 states that nothing in this article shall prevent the state from making any provision for reservation in matters of promotion with consequential seniority to any class or classes of posts in the services under the state in favor of the scheduled castes and the scheduled tribes which, in the opinion of the state, are not adequately represented in the services under the state. Next, Clause 4b, Article 16 states that nothing in this article shall prevent the state from considering any unfilled vacancies of a year which are reserved for being filled up in that year in accordance with any provision for reservation made under Clause 4 or Clause 4a as a separate class of vacancies to be filled up in any succeeding year or years, and such class of vacancies shall not be considered together with the vacancies of the year in which they are being filled up for determining the ceiling of 50% reservation on total number of vacancies of that year. Next, Clause 5 of Article 16 states that nothing in this article shall affect the operation of any law which provides that the incumbent of an office in connection with the affairs of any religious or denominational institution or any member of the governing body thereof shall be a person professing a particular religion or belonging to a particular denomination. Likewise, all these sections given power to the state to make a special provision in terms of employment and their promotion. However, as discussed above in both the articles, that is Article 15 and Article 16, primarily it says there is no discrimination on any grounds, but in subsequent clauses of same articles give certain privileges in the form of reservation to scheduled tribes, scheduled castes, other backward class, women. At this point in time, you might be thinking, why privilege or reservation? To answer this why, remember Article 14, that is equality before the law and equal protection of the law. But if the persons or things are similarly circumstanced, so you need to focus on the term that is similarly circumstanced. So, in this case, the tribal people living in the remote part of the country don't have the accessibility of even the basic amenities. The people of backward class are highly oppressed and deprived people. Hence, in order to bring all these classes on an equal platform and make them adequately represented in the services under the state, reservation is indispensable. So, This is the only and basic concept behind giving the reservation to these certain classes. So this is all about the Article 15 and Article 16.